noise of disguise, Rhyme says, as she's already fully dressed.
Yeah, I gotta get out of my jammies.
Yeah, Amber is just... Amber transforms back into her dragon form and then proceeds to tear everything at the table.
Come on.
You guys better dress fast. There might be nothing left.
Running through Jallow's like struggling to get like his common shirt on as he he's holding his sleeve, just trying to get his hand through it.
Yeah.
Amael, hold still.
Okay, come on.
Faye just helps him get his arm through the freaking sleeve.
Oh, hang on. That's the elbow. Try.
Okay,
There we go.
no, I guess not. Okay, let's go get.
All right. Okay. So, as all of this happens, people begin to fall in. Jaminia is a little red-faced, but she does walk in with some very light noble garb.
At least it's noticeable now.
Excuse me.
I think this is the first time I've ever seen you in anything besides armor.
Oh no, I do plan on changing to armor later.
I'm just saying, it looks good on you.
You see her kind of scratch the back of her head. Really? You think so?
You look really nice.
John gives a thumbs up.
I'm sorry, I guess I'm just not used to people complimenting my appearance.
It does suit your figure nicely.
Yeah, it's,
There was a painting over at the orphanage of you in your armor, as your tiefling self. I remember looking at it very fondly while I was there.
Then Jaminia just kind of throws her chin up in the air and says, "Thank you all for the compliments. You may kiss the royal hand."
I'm good.
If I could reach it.
Not
Nora, where's your brother?
Sleeping.
Should we wake him up for breakfast?
He likely hasn't had a comfortable bed in a long while. Let him rest.
Amber
Took the words right out of my mouth.
And Amber just growls possessively over her food.
Down, girl. We're not talking about taking food out of your mouth. I'm going to check on my mother and uncle.
Hope everyone's okay with small portions.
Did I miss anything? I had to leave in the middle of Amber telling them about Bahamut and the deal.
Just morning shenanigans.
Shooting the breeze.
Caught them up to speed, told Jalrum I want revenge, but she's obviously not going to do it without them and not going to do anything stupid, but just clearly stated, I want my revenge.
And we gave her a hug, and then nom nom nom, and here we are now.
Had half a mind to backhand Owen for going interesting. That's all you could say. Interesting. But no, Amber's too busy eating.
Still pondering quite a deal, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Owen has already seemed to have been doing a good stride of not being a complete sociopath. Don't ruin it.
All right, so your Lissa, she's getting dressed very quick. Oh, hello.
Good morning, Mother.
Morning. So, food smells good.
Yes.
How did you sleep?
As well as can be expected. Having Jalrum there helps with my nightmares. And Faye sits down on the bed.
I was hoping I could actually speak to you about that.
Okay.
You love him, right?
Yes, I do.
How long have you known each other?
Not this again.
This again?
That was something Elvana poked at when I was her prisoner.
I see. Well, if someone's already told you, then I suppose it would be worthless to waste my breath on this. But I have seen lifelong romances bloom after only a month of knowing each other, and they're still going strong today. And I've seen 20-year-long relationships end. So I can only offer my advice to be careful, but that's all I can. Because your relationship will not be like everyone else's.
Faye just looks at her Faye looks at her mother for a moment, and then she leans her head over onto her shoulder.
Eurlis wraps her arm around Faither and then just begins like rubbing her arm.
It shouldn't be this hard to talk to you.
I know, I haven't... Well, I haven't really deserved much of talking to, considering what I've done.
What you've done? Mother, you're the only reason I have any good memories to look back on.
Yeah, but they
And
could
it's not like Eimer didn't mistreat you as well. You were always little more than a trophy wife.
But that's hardly an excuse.
It's not all your fault. I stopped coming to you, remember? I was the one who started that distance between us while you were trying to reach out to me. And also, Lucid told me whose idea it was to ask why. You've been putting yourself down this whole time, when it was really all your idea for me to start questioning things. You laid the path for me to escape. You did the best you could as my mother.
But it wasn't good enough.
Wasn't good enough? Look at where I am now. Look at who I'm with now.
No thanks to me.
All thanks to you. Entirely thanks to you. I would never have questioned anything had it not been for you. I would still be under his control for all I know. I would have helped Simula at his request. I would be an enemy of Directian if it weren't for you. You think that you did nothing, but that one little question made all the difference. Every ounce of difference in the world. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I resented you for so long. You never deserved it. You weren't just my mother, you saved me from my tormentor. And I love you for it. Always.
You're less, she's... You feel her just tense up, as if you can tell by looking at her face that she wants to deny the things that you're saying, but she can't. She just starts breaking down.
Mother? Mother,
Yes.
this is going to sound silly, but do you remember the lullaby you used to sing for me when I was little?
Yes, of course I do.
I would like to hear it again, if that's okay.
You really is asking Josh to sing a lullaby.
No, I sent him a recording.
Oh, cool.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Oh, mean.
Wow. That was rude, Kel. Ari, sorry.
Yeah. So much for your faith in your husband's singing ability. He said he sung for you on your like anniversaries.
In
Okay.
I actually think Josh has a good singing voice.
Oh yeah, in his voice, he sounds amazing. But in your Lissa's, maybe
All right.
All right, go ahead.
1 minute. It's like trying to find it.
I know I sent it to you.
he sings for me every Valentine's Day. I know he has a lovely voice, but
And I'm dead.
yeah. But your
You're
Lissa is
fine.
not Josh.
Give me 1 second, real quick. It's
Okay,
like,
technically she is, but still.
I mean, we remember Sisterhood Social and what happened when Orchard Blossom tried to sing. Oh, my poor ears.
Now this just come on. Found it. It's just loading very slowly.
Yippee!
Oh, please tell me it actually worked.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, so, and there we go. This entire.
Are you okay?
Can we take a break, please?
Okay.
I'm a little. I'm a little emotionally spent.
Okay.
Still gotta say, for a guy who's so nervous to start with, have an emotional scene in the first 5 minutes and you already knock it out the park. You too, Amber.
Oh, some deep, hard emotions were brought up, but
Emotionally spent is code name for needs Ari cuddles. I'll be back in a minute.
Yep.
Okay. I wasn't expecting to have that chance to talk to your Alyssa like that, but phone please. But I'm not gonna complain because I did intend for them to talk eventually.
Yeah.
We're still recording, by the way.
Yeah.
oh, we're still recording. Okay, then I'm not gonna say what I was thinking.
Okay. Save that for the ending.
Yeah. I'll just hint that
Good.
things that I said to Barag were things that I said when I lost my dad.
I figured that was where that was going.
I figured as well. And we did consider maybe not going down that road, but at that point it's kind of like it was the only thing that made sense. And as I said before, our rule is if it makes sense, we go with it.
The hard decisions of being a creator.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, very astute of you, Voice.
I didn't want to be right.
I didn't want you to be right.
I
If
didn't either.
If anything, I thought, hey, I'll just kill myself. Ha!
Nope.
Ugh.
But
Yeah.
then Hana woke up Varag, and I'm like, oh, dang it.
But,
I'm
yeah,
glad she did.
So am I. I don't want Amber to... So do I. No offense to Varag, but I kind of value Amber over Varag. Besides, as Josh said, no parent should have to outlive their child.
Yeah.
That's always
Well,
tragic.
I know, and I have unfortunately seen that happen with my grandfather losing his daughters, so no, I get that, but at the same time Amber wasn't thinking about that. She was thinking about this is going into Asmodeus' plan for Armageddon. I don't want this to happen.
Why do you keep thinking he's gonna destroy the world?
I don't know. He's gonna do something big and bad.
Do you even remember what the spell is that these ingredients are for?
Vaguely.
You don't.
I'm
do you?
kind of on... I don't think she does, but I'm kind of on Bliss/Amber's side in this, because I'm reminded of a quote from a movie. Do you even know what this is? No. But I know that Mr. Tiny wants it. And when Mr. Tiny wants something, I make it my personal mission that he does not get it.
Oh, I never said she was wrong. I honestly am quite firmly in camp do not do.
He wants to recreate the world in his image, and he claims it to be where it's his view of justice and what's right. And I'm like, in a world where it's okay for you to forcefully kidnap your daughter and granddaughter and force them to live under your rule, and you're making me kill my dad, by the way. Yeah, I don't want your world.
Yeah.
Screw
Okay,
you.
Okay, Bliss, I'll give you the condensed cliff notes. Basically, that spell, back in the days like millennia ago, the gods were basically super gods compared to what they are now. That spell can basically turn any being, mortal or even divine, into a super god like the old ones.
Anyways.
You back? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I just needed too much emotion.
Oh, you're telling me.
Hug. Love
And
you,
that
Josh.
is how that is how you know you've done great work. When even the DM is like, "Please excuse me, this is a lot," and it really is amazing work.
So, like when Jalaran proposed to you?
Kind of like that, yeah.
Okay. Anywho, I think after a couple breakfast shenanigans, we shall move to...
Well.
Was ist das?
We are.
Human rhyme.
Oh, yep.
Who's that? I gotta look them up.
Queen Nephthys is the ruler of the jungle elves.
Yep.
Right, okay.
Yep. Murdoch and then Zadril and Suzanne. And Carlton's in the far corner.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yep.
Yes, he is.
I have the bigger screen so everybody can see everything.
I have a smaller screen. I can't.
Tiny screen.
Alright, so you see a couple familiar faces sitting at the table.
All
So, I believe we have a lot to talk about.
Yep. Jalam goes up.
Jaminia moves over and motions Jalarum to come over.
Yep.
All right. First, wait, we're missing someone. They were supposed to be here. You hear the sound of leathery wings echo outside.
Uh-oh, you got the vibration.
Oh. All right, where is she? What's that sound?
I think that there's just occasional little feedback from voices end.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it might be.
All right, and then you see a flash outside, and then someone walks in. Hey, sorry I'm late.
Hello.
Timura!
Amarta.
Amarta, I apologize.
I apologize, your name tag said the wrong thing.
Yeah, someone
You beat
else
me
is,
by 1 second.
Yeah, someone else is Tamara right now.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Have a seat. Or stand.
Or whatever.
Have a stand.
Well, there's still someone else who needs to get here.
Who are we missing?
I believe that should be, and then you hear the guards mobilizing outside.
What's going on?
Oh,
Who are we expecting?
Oh, that should be him.
Who?
King Cassian.
Oh.
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 Let him through! Let him through! He's here for peaceful diplomatic discussion.
Yeah. You can tell that like a lot of the guards are still like eyeing him leery, and you can also tell that there is a little bit of food debris on him as he walks in.
Wow. Okay.
He just kind of wipes off a little bit of lettuce from his shoulder.
Yeah, they might be at peace, but 12 years of war? Those guards aren't going to heal quick.
6.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. And then he's thinking about sitting here, but then he sees everyone's like, I believe I'll stand right here.
Faye gestured over to Nora and Gareth that they should come over too.
They just kind of meekly walk over, like, wait, really? We're sitting at the table?
Well, in your
You're a
shot.
part. You're a part of this too.
All right. Well then, I wish there could have been more here, but it appears that this will have to do. So, let me give everyone a brief summary of what's going on. I have sent out a lot of letters to try and get everyone's attention in order to consolidate our forces. And it might take some time to gather them all, especially because we suffered heavy losses in the Battle of Selenia. And then she turns towards the party. But if it wasn't for them, it could have been much worse. Now we need to make sure the rest of our forces are accounted for. First, Dragonlands. With Varag missing, someone needs to tell them that Drow flesh is on the menu.
Bluebell, I think someone's calling your name.
I'm not the only dragon here, you realize that, right? And that you see him like it's like Ziadra still looks very tired, but she has a big smile on her face. And you notice that Cizane's got his hand on her shoulder, just kind of watching her like a hawk.
You're right, but you are also the one that has the highest rank.
literal god in the room. Well, deposed, but
Not-
still.
Who's also been part of a rebel? Who's also been part of a rebel faction. Meanwhile, Sazayan has been part of the royal consort for about a good dozen years now.
Former god. All arguments invalid.
Yeah. All right. Jaminia turns towards Jalaram. What is your opinion?
Well, there's actually two things that are on my mind. Technically three. One's a personal mission that's going to be for our party. And, Jem, you know which one we're talking about.
Oh, yes, that one.
But there's two more pressing matters. One is definitely involving the dragon, saying that Drow will be served on a silver platter, filleted. But the other is...
Yeah, you see Nyan fold her arms. It's like, I'm right here.
I know.
Amael talking.
Anyway, you know what I meant. But however, there's another pressing issue, and then he turns to Verdok. Apparently, from a report of what I overheard when we were in when we were on a mission, we overheard that Ravis's sect of the Drow have control over the diamond mines. Is that accurate?
Well, I haven't been to Optimar for a while.
They were one of the members of Venom, which is the elite task force that King Ravis has assembled, basically divulged to a dwarf. I believe, Jalaram, did you, what was his name?
Braken.
Braken?
Yeah.
Apparently this dwarf relayed defense secrets to the Drow in exchange for something, though I'm not sure what.
You see Verdok just like pound the table. Barthul. And Owen, your eyebrows like raise about 1 millimeter because that is a very, very harsh dwarven curse.
It sounded almost Klingon.
Ah! Oh, okay, headcanon accepted, Dwarvish is just Klingon.
I love it. I'm keeping it.
Tuk, knock,
Live
book,
long and
knock,
old.
book, knock, duk, knock.
Stop!
Sorry.
Well, if that is the case, then we will have to investigate. But Jaminia raises her hand. But I don't think the Drow know that we know this.
No, we made sure not to be detected.
Do not detect any
we-
spies in the immediate vicinity.
Ha!
We were discreet.
So we're not on a time limit. At least not as strict time limit as we were before.
No, but they do know that some fire elf children are missing.
Yeah, Nyan raises her hand to speak. So, I would like to talk about that as well. I'm pretty sure the Lathnalor pad is, well, out of commission and destroyed. I mean, logical deductions otherwise. They could always track the smell. They could always track our smell with displacer beasts. They probably figured it out.
But we also erased that area of the teleportation pad for Directian as well. So even if they decided to make it operational again, they can't come here.
Yes. So, they can't Trojan horse us, but we can't Trojan horse them.
It's a
I
shame.
would rather that be the stalemate than it be a one-way path.
I feel that we did very well on that mission. I regret the loss of the teleport pad. However, we did what we needed to do. My only regret was that we were not able to save the rest of the captives. Yes, the rest of the captives. Have any of you noticed members of your populace missing?
It's Queen Nephthys raises her hand. Indeed, some members have gone missing, but we might have chalked that up to, simple war effort. People go missing in war all the time.
Oh, they're missing because of war, all right.
Many, and I'm pretty sure I speak for all of us, is that we wrote off any missing soldiers as MIA or KIA.
I don't know if they were soldiers.
No, but it's more like.
Does it make a difference?
No, but
Soldiers.
Okay,
Soldiers are
Amber just roars out, "They are kidnapping your citizens
yes,
and keeping them in camps."
being treated like cattle, or worse.
Like disposable animals.
Oh, that reminds me. What else did you find out about? What other information did you find while we were perusing? Because you and Nyan had some. You had a separate mission. What did you find out?
Separate mission?
The Hall of Records, Nyan.
Oh, yes, that. Well, we had to find out some we searched for some genealogy reports in order to protect my kind from being hunted down by Ravis.
Hopefully that particular genealogy report had not been perused by them already, because if it had, we may be more in trouble than we thought. But in this case, it did provide some illumination as to what exactly his mindset may be. We also ran into him. Luckily, I don't believe he suspected anything. Also, we did find out something interesting. She looks over at the rest of the party. I don't know what you showed him in the Nine Hells, but he is afraid of you.
Afraid of us?
Most definitely.
I mean,
Us.
I knew he considered us a threat, but afraid?
Oh,
That seems rather outside of Rav's normal box.
well, not the latest adventure with the Tarask notwithstanding.
Nyan just scoffs and says, "You beat me by 1 second."
If I recall correctly, he mentioned something about an Archdevil.
You're gonna have to be a little more specific.
Oh, yes.
How many
point
did
bloody,
you deal with?
Yeah, point bloody proven, Jallara.
All of the Archdevils?
Grime just rubs the bridge of her nose. And you're still surprised that he's afraid of you.
Well, okay. Well, let it put it like this: we are on decent terms with Belle. Despader.
I'm friends with Fierna.
That's true. Mammon hates me. Let's see. Saint Suviel hates. Levis. Well, I don't know what Levistus thought of us because he was kind of not right in the head. And,
Let's not revisit that subject.
Glazia likes us, although I think she's. She'll be back
soon. Faye just clears her throat very loudly.
Oh.
Yeah. As you say Glazia's name, it's Jaminia just kind of You see Jaminia bite her lip a little and look away.
Yeah.
She's biased. That's what
Right.
you're saying.
Let's see. We killed the.
The point has been made, Morale.
Hold on one moment. He literally was just about to say you killed something. What did you kill?
We killed Balsable.
Cool.
You know, if I didn't know that you all were fairly nice people, I would be slightly terrified. And she looks over at Queen Nephthys, and you were about to declare them enemies of the state.
Yeah, she rolls her eyes. Yeah, well, the Drow made fools out of all of us. No one here is an exception.
Absolutely not. But yes, Bravos is, if at the very worst terrified, at the very least wary and a little nervous by your continued presence in this conflict.
I see.
And his subordinates are either share that fear or think he's absolutely thinks he's being irrational.
Well, at least under the breath.
Interesting.
Anyways, while we figure out what we're going to do, who is actually going to be the messenger to the Dragonlands, we need to talk about all forces. Queen Nephthys, how is the state of the jungle elves? The Queen Nephthys nods. They're already on their way, marching to help support Directian. Our forces are a little depleted, but they're coming.
I pardon the interruption. Where is Utharian?
She looks down. MIA.
Well, that will need to be rectified. Rhyme looks at her nails.
And I also I have been given permission to speak for the Selenian elves. Cassian raises his hand. They are helping us, as well as they're sending scouts as well as soldiers.
That's good.
That is good to know.
Any of those people magic users?
Yes, particularly the Shendalan Wood Elves.
Tell them to fall back.
We still have to deal with their anti-magic amulets.
Jalen then looks towards the Agile. You think a bullet can stop that?
Yes, a bullet is technology. It is not magic.
Then there's your answer.
Going forth, if they are planning on fighting head-to-head, brute force would be the best option. However, they do have an ace or two up their sleeves in regard to that. But they would fare better than pure magic users. Rhyme bitterly looks at her own hands.
Actually, I was actually thinking of a strategy.
It's like Jaminia immediately whirls her head around, and then she crosses her arms. Oh, I am dying to see this.
Okay, now keep in mind,
You and me both, lady.
This is just a rough draft. Okay, Josh, I hopefully you have this. Jerome takes out the first page.
All right, give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, it's around here somewhere.
Now, you're a really good strategist, but I'm not gonna lie. Nerves. Just a little bit.
Where is it? It's around here.
Where is it? Where is it?
Alright, it's right... Come on. I need to organize my stuff better.
That's alright.
We all have our weaknesses.
Alright.
Ladies and
Well,
gentlemen,
hello there.
Oh, criminy.
ladies and gentlemen, I give you a strategy to fighting the Drow army.
Oh my gosh. Amael, what in the name of...
Out of character, I had a lot of time working on this.
That's a lot of words.
So,
You did.
yeah, so this is basically the strategy I have for at least a majority of at least the front lines of the army. As you can see up front, the fire elves will be I put them up front with the blunderbusses. That would take down initial forces, especially those who have anti-magic field medallions. To their left and right are lancers and pikemen, in case they have any cavalry. Behind them is our infantry, our cavaliers, fighters, and the dwarven fighters. Now, keep in mind, since blunderbusses have a long reload time, it looks as the agile. What I'm going to be having them do is rotate so that way the next person in line takes the front, they move to the back, and they prep to reload. If at any point any line feels like they're being overwhelmed, fall back, and then the next line will come in and do some defense and do some defense and offense. In the center, you can see the people who are going to be doing buffs and heals. Those are the guys who are going to, as they were, to help out our fighters. Between them, I have two separate sets of spellcasters. One are battlefield spellcasters. These are the guys who are going to be out on the front, who's going to be casting, magical traps, other types of things to slow down the Drow army. So, grease, web, glitter dust, daylight. Actually, glitter dust is probably my favorite one. A little more specific, but this is actually fun, and I noticed this. Do you guys remember when Gem broke out of the Astral Diamond?
Yes.
There was a blinding flash of light, and I specifically remember Elvana screaming, "I can't see." They are very, and that gave me the idea that they are very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Vulnerable.
Sensitive?
Vulnerable.
Yes, vulnerable, sensitive to flashes of light. So, stuff like glitter dust, daylight, sunburst, sunbeam, stuff like that could disorient them for a little bit can give us an advantage. And behind those guys, again, are the Rangers. So they're going to be completely out. They're going to be throwing the volleys of arrows towards the battlefield. After that, another set of infantry, and to their right are the summoners. They're going to be far away from the battlefield, so any monsters, elementals, constructs, they're going to be behind there, and they're sending them out onto the battlefield to fight them. Behind those guys are twofold. One are the tanks, so these are going to be the people who can take a lot of damage, who can hold up a shield to prevent the strong forces coming in. And then finally, our riders, heavy and light cavalry. to give one final charge at them. But there is one thing I purposely left off, and that is John points to the far right, the dragons, and if you notice, in parentheses is the word Cumelis. We're thinking of using that as an airstrike. But unfortunately, we need someone to maneuver. We need someone to actually pilot Cumelis over the battlefield. So John turns to Ivan. Would you happen to know any gnome pilots that can pilot a city?
Insert RuneScape.
I think Ben stepped out.
Oh, did he? Oh.
Amael?
He did, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The only person.
I want you to.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, he's back.
Sorry, I missed that.
You can hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah.
The only person who knew how to pilot the city was, well, my adoptive father, Gastrocaloris, the head elder of the city once upon a time. He taught me minor things about how it works, but I've never actually driven it myself. But I do not know what became of my people. I don't even know if he's alive anymore.
Well, maybe that could be another mission, another thing. Yeah.
If I actually have a thought about that. When we found that journal in Cumelis that said something about an untouched patch of land covered in trees, where's the freaking Urnian map, dagnabbit?
Oh yeah, the one that had the peninsula that had the cathedral at the end, right?
If I can find the freaking map, I'll be able to tell you exactly. Help!
The full Alatastica map?
Urnian. I want the Urnian map. Where's the map? I'm the map.
That's East Alatastica.
Somebody help me.
East Alatastica.
Thank you.
Friggly frag froggle.
So yeah, you're thinking of the Vexit branch, and then
I'm thinking that Vexit branch off of Urnian. That seems the most likely place.
that is a possibility. Couldn't hurt after we go back. Couldn't hurt after we do our mission with in Urzaban.
And people could still be there.
That is true.
And people could still be alive.
Actually, that does bring up one more thing. They do have one ace in their sleeve, and that's Soren Mayvalith. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. He has the ability to shadow walk, and a more advanced shadow walk compared to Ivan. I didn't think of this until recently, but it might help if we have a select couple of fighters, whether they have a blunderbuss or a couple of magic spells on hand, to surprise them and keep them out of that realm. If we keep
Would it be possible to find some people who know Shadow Walk aside from me who could possibly enter the same realm?
Yeah, like has set up an ambush in the Shadow Realm just for him.
If we have a group of select soldiers who know to use that spell, we could actually sabotage them. Instead of needing to do it beforehand, we could do it during.
Nyan raises her hand. I know how to use Shadow Walk.
Sweet.
Hey.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, and several others of my order know how to do it too.
Awesome.
They won't know what hit them.
Okay.
That fixes that's another thing we can add to our plan.
All right, that fixes that.
I'm giving a sideways look to Rhyme and her maniacal laughter.
Okay, well that fixes that. What might help, especially, and again, this throwing this out here. How many of the anti-magic field amulets were we able to produce?
Ziadrel shakes her head and says, "Not much. They had a little bit more time and resources, So we were only able to produce around 30.
Gotcha. The only reason I ask is the range of the field is about 20 feet. So keep in mind if regarding our infantry, rangers, and fighters, if you are near any buffs or healers, that you keep your distance as the battle starts. If you're able to, if you're able to buff up the fighters beforehand, for example, John points out, when Ivan cast Greater Heroism on me, it actually stuck. So, and that leads to Venom itself, and they're eventually going to fight us. So, Jalrum shows page 2.
Oh my goodness! And you wondered why we thought you were suited to be general.
Yeah, as Phaethon, you say that, you see Ziadril pulling out a piece of paper from one of her pockets and then just tearing it up.
Speaking of which, do I have to leave the room at this part?
Yeah, and then she reaches into another one of her pockets, pulls out a small bag of gold, and hands it to Zizan.
My
And then he's
lady,
like, see, what did I tell you? It's like, you are fussing over nothing. Stop trying to carry the entire weight of everything on your shoulders.
My lady,
By the way-
what exactly did you bet with Bluebell on?
Whose strategy would be better?
Okay, my headcanon, her strategy was literally just a bunch of arrows all pointing at the Drow with the words "Die" written on the page.
My lady, you know better than to bet against Cizaean. Need I remind you about the bet against...
Anyway, if we point, this is what I have for the party, and I suggest everyone come around, and that includes John turns around. That includes you, Nora and Gareth.
Us?
We're gonna need your help on this.
They look at each other. Really? You want us?
Why ever
I'll
not?
show you why. So here's what I have as a strategy. Amber, you got point. Like,
Amber weakly looks up. Come again?
You're gonna be leading the charge.
You get to hit things a lot.
Jiminia's got your weak side. That's your left side. I'm your strong side. I'm on your right. Owen, you're the center. That way you can handle out heals, the Cloak of Chaos thing, anything that could reach. Ryan, you got Jiminia's back. Faye, you got mine.
As always.
Ivan, you know what happened last time with Ravis. You're in the back.
Oh, trust me, I took notes.
So
Yeah, Amber hugs Ivan close.
So
I'm still here.
If anything happens, we want you farthest away to prevent another strike against you.
Oh, as long as you guys can hear my music, we should be fine.
Good. That also means I also put a couple of circles on here, and I'll explain what that means. Jaminia, Ryan, between you, I got Sylvester and Murphy. I trust those guys with my life. Ryan, they definitely trust you with theirs.
Especially Murphy.
I was about to ask, do you think he could handle that?
Well, here's the thing. In case Soren does show up, it's a way to make sure everyone has the backs and fronts, so that no one is surprised. Nora, Gareth, you have my back as well as Phaethorn's front. And then behind Cassian, I want you to take on. Want you to have Faye Thurns back.
Cassian raises an eyebrow. Interesting position.
You're a healer and a damage dealer. I think it's very very important that we have both just in case. Ziadril, if you're up for it, would you mind being behind Rhyme as the offensive cleric that you are?
That would be a first.
Yeah, Ziadril looks to Sazan. I don't know. Am I allowed?
Oh.
Me think somebody's in the doghouse.
Bluebell, if I die because she wasn't able to help me, I'm going to haunt you.
And finally,
Sazan just kind of splurs. He runs out of the room and just flies away.
Bye.
Don't worry.
Amber,
Don't worry.
Amber pokes her head out after him.
Ziadril kind of looks at her fingernails. He'll be back.
Which is funny because I actually want him leading the charge with the dragons.
I'll be sure to let him know.
Okay. And finally, John looks across. Amarta, I want you to be our quarter. I want you to be right behind Ivan. In case anything happens, you and Owen are basically our trump cards.
Yes, this time I'll actually be able to stop him from, well,
Exactly.
Prevent repeat performances.
She just kind of grumbles. 30 seconds. I could have shown him 30 seconds.
Point being, I want to make sure everything is covered, from offense to defense to buffs. That's it.
I'm guessing that message is telling Sazan.
Oh no, I'll let you know what the message is. I'm typing it right now.
Amber looks to Ziadril and Jalaram with a questionable concern.
You mean questioning?
Yeah, she has a questioning look on her face. I've never fought without my amulet before, and this is not my true size. I'd like to think my true size could help in this battle, but I would need help. I don't know. I haven't been taught much about how to be my full-size form in a while. I was kind of hoping the old fossil didn't fly off!
Then maybe you should be the messenger to the Dragonlance.
Come again?
I'm thinking we might have, I know this is a negative phrase amongst venturing crowds, but we may have to split up the party.
Fine, but Ivan comes with me.
I wouldn't bat an eye otherwise.
Yeah, no arguments here.
As well as you should too, Faye.
Me?
Teleportation.
Because you get there faster. Plus, the ultimate end point is back in Urnian, and we're gonna need to. Well, once that job is done, and we take care of, and the other party takes care of what's going on in Optimar, or we can do that in reverse. We can go to they can make a trek to Urzaban and then meet in Optimar. That's up to everybody.
If there is a enemy infestation in Optimar, I believe that the end point should be Optimar. That way, we have more of our forces gathered.
I agree.
Dominion just kind of leans back. I'm so glad we're able to, breathe now. I mean, we do have to check up on the dwarves, but there's other things we can do in the meantime. It's like, now that nothing's on fire, we can afford side quests.
We can afford time to think.
Rhyme's eye twitches at the mention of fire.
And then Cassian kind of chuckles and says, "Oh dear, I better get back to Sabaton in that case, make sure it's not flooded."
Don't do it.
Alright, so...
Meanwhile, in Laugh and Lore, curses, that was Plan Q.
So...
Actually, now that I think of it, it may be just as well that I go to the Dragonlands. There's something I almost forgot.
What's that?
Amber, could you not look for a moment, please?
Amber pushes her face into Ivan. Face plant, it's a dope.
Amarda sees that and she turns around as well.
Faye pulls out the blue gem that they had gotten in Bator.
Holy cow, I completely forgot about that.
The only thing I can figure out about this thing is that it's related to the dragons somehow. Otherwise,
figured out that what's related to the dragons somehow.
Put it away.
A pretty blue gem.
Put it away.
Faye puts it away.
Amarda's like, wait, you found that a dragon-related gem and shit. Amarda walks over. Show it to me.
Rhyme readies black tentacles if need be.
You mind not doing it so close?
Come, let's indulge the paranoid one.
Alright, fine.
Faye just stepped over here. Come over here, Amarda. I'll show you.
Alright. So yeah, she shows her?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Amarda looks at it. Her eyebrows just like shoot up. Wow. That's rare.
What?
Hey, Amber? How much do you trust me?
I've always trusted you.
All right. Close your eyes.
Okay. Closed.
All right. It's like Amarda grabs the jewel, walks over to Amber, forces open her mouth and shoves the jewel inside it. Closes.
Wait! What did you just do?
What is that?
Swallow.
Amber's trying to gag it back up.
Yeah, Amarda's keeping it shut. Swallow.
What did you do?
What was that for?
And 3, 2, 1. All of a sudden, Amber, you feel this kind of electric current run through you.
What's going on?
I want you to think about Bahamut. Think about lightning. Think about storms. Think about all of those things.
Jal immediately goes under the table.
And now,
why are you so paranoid?
Come with me. Now come with me to the balcony.
Okay. Yeah, Amber is trying to picture Bahamut and thunder in the skies.
All right.
Should I be standing back for this?
Now give me your best roar.
Okay.
All right. You give your best roar, and you feel this power leave your gut as a lightning shoots out from your maw.
Oh!
What?
Amber's eyes boggle.
Fire is not the only thing that dragons can breathe.
Yes, but fire's all she's ever been able to breathe.
Can I not breathe fire anymore? I'm breathing lightning!
Oh no, you can breathe both.
What?
Both?
Amber just jumped out. What?
Wait, could she technically also breathe ice as well because of the white part?
No.
Nope.
Uh,
Fire
It will
was
be
not
interesting.
machine.
The gold dominates the white.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Amber's kind of excited, but freaking out, but excited.
I find it very rare that you were able to find something like that. Usually those are only gifted to dragons who prove their worth, and you found that in the Nine Hells. How Big Red happened to come across one of those is a little bit beyond me.
You don't think he's above stealing something like that from perhaps Tiamat?
It's like Amarta raises her finger in protest and then bends it.
you really
Points.
love that meme, don't you?
Yes. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite memes. My favorite meme of all time is there's a point where we needed to stop and we've clearly passed it. But let's keep going and see what happens.
Damn it.
Amber's jumping up and down.
Balcony shakes.
Don't move the balcony.
So yes, basically
Amber.
So basically you can now swap your damage from fire to lightning should you so choose.
So
Boy,
that's-
this is gonna be fun.
Hey, Blitz, look, you can shoot lightning.
Yes.
That was completely unintentional.
And even better, our enemies don't know.
No. Even better, she's in bliss over the fact that she can shoot lightning.
Ah,
Please stop.
Now
Please
you're
stop.
now you're
Okay,
pushing it.
No,
Okay, so
I was
Amber
trying to
sticks
be
her head back into the council room and shows her teeth, and it's clearly sparkling.
so.
My shiny teeth and me.
Another-
No, come on. Faye's
have
just kind of
mercy.
looking at this.
Alright,
Faye's just kind of looking at this dumbfounded. Well, I suppose I don't need to ask about that now.
Hey, Jalaram, I can make this go happy Zach.
It's like Jaldan looks down at Quick Strike.
Zappy.
That's not fair.
He's gonna shock all the enemies with their new power.
This actually helps. When Nyan and I were overhearing the conversation between Cruel and Ravis sort of prided himself on being able to almost predict your movements. If we have things that are unpredictable and he can't see them coming, all the better.
Well, Jaldan then looks towards Owen. Well, I guess that one theory is. I guess that one strategy is right then.
What?
Never mind, Rhyme.
You'll find out.
Yeah, you actually hear a voice coming from behind you, Faither, and that was so cool.
Hi, Kyla. Hello. So how much did that? How much did you see of that?
I saw I've been here the whole time.
Jalarum. That actually reminds me. What would you like Kylam to do? He is one of our best stealth operatives.
I mean, yeah, I know you guys occasionally forget, that I exist, but, I'm used to that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Well, with the only thing I can think of, unfortunately, involves going back to Lothnalore, but we can't get in, and no one can get out.
I meant during your big battle strategy.
Oh, during big battle strategy. Oh.
Because I can kind of think of perhaps one thing that he could be useful for.
Oh?
What might that be?
Well, someone so stealthy can go in and just happen to casually unlatch and disconnect the amulets from their necks, we may not need to risk so much blunderbuss.
That's a possibility. But he.
Or, even better, the night before the battle, Kylam and perhaps some other stealthy operatives could go in and perhaps swipe the amulets.
Gonna need a possibly, you know.
That sounds a little riskier, though.
What
yeah,
do you think
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I have enough shoe polish to do that.
Kylam, what do you think we do for a living?
Polish. Shoe polish.
Well, I'll do whatever I want. I mean, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. I mean, I'm not a strategist.
Well, the only one I can only think of is basically getting Ravis to come out.
What?
The only thing I can really think of is if we bring the fight to him, we'd be at a disadvantage.
You're talking about luring him to battle.
Yes. And the only idea I can have is sort of the same thing we did with the Fire Elf children. Only it's gonna it might not just only we don't need just it could just be Kylam and maybe a good 20 or so pixies.
What? That is brilliant, Kylam. Are you ready to free some prisoners?
I'd be happy to, but I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, Jalum looks over to Faye. Basically, this.
Huh? Oh.
What?
Jalum makes the popping noise,
Oh, I follow. Having Kylam and the pixie sneak in and get those prisoners out.
All he'd have to do really is hold them in perhaps a bag of some sort. He could just almost waltz right in.
Mm-hmm. But there is one thing specific I want you to do, Kylam. Jalum takes a note and writes down missing something, and then he said, and then on the other side, makes an arrow to turn over, and then Jalum does this. Hang on. Where is it?
Not there.
Okay, work. Please work. Oh, no, that's supposed to be illusory script. Still not working.
Alright, illusory script.
The message says, "Come and get it, capitalize General Tanliel." And the only person I want them to read this is Sorn Mayvalith.
Oh. Boy, you taking some chances.
Somebody's got some cornies on them.
Seriously.
Well, he pockets the note. Alright, well, when the battle starts, I guess I'll do that.
Or when we want the battle to start. If we can lure him out, we can do it whenever we so desire. Oh, this is going to be good. Finally, Kylam, you can put your white breadness to use.
Yeah, he just kind of shrugs. Sure, whatever.
Amber looks at Rhyme for a moment. You're laughing a lot.
Yes. I don't think we've ever seen you laugh before.
Oh, I am very excited. Getting him back for killing that child, for starting this whole mess of a war in the first place. I'm ready to fulfill my mission.
Amber then looks back to Owen with a raised eyebrow.
Positivity is positivity, I guess.
She's like pacing excitedly.
Yeah, you see Nyan just kind of giving a very imperceptible look at Rhyme. Just
You keep saying imperceptible. I
Like-
think you mean indecipherable.
yeah, indecipherable to that. It's like her eyes just kind of narrow, and she just looks away.
So,
I
guess the first thing to do is go to the Dragonlance.
Well then.
Jaminia stands up from the chair. Well then, who is all going?
I would like to speak to Nyan first, please.
Sure.
Yeah, Amber steps off to the balcony to wait for whoever's riding the riding or we're teleporting. I don't know which.
Faye's hand is kind of shaky, but she says it to Nyan. Just the two of us, please.
Yeah, Nyan raises an eyebrow. Sure.
Theodril? Rhyme's scaring me, and I don't think you want to know what's going on in her head.
Yeah, Theodril just blinks twice and gives very gentle pat.
Okay, yeah. Okay, meanwhile, Amber's just gonna walk up to Owen.
And Faye wanted to ask Nyan something.